Hey guys, welcome back. Day or week, whatever it is on this heated seat project, but the end is almost in sight. If you guys haven't seen the previous videos leading up to this point, I will put a link to the playlist up here on the screen so you can go catch up. Today I'm gonna work on taking all the wires that we've run and connect them back to the seats, get everything hooked up and test it. Hopefully at the end of this process, I will have working heated seats. This is how I left the car after the last video, pretty much in disarray. So I'm gonna clean up some pieces in here. And I just wanna point out that our relays are just laying loosely in here. That is not how I'm gonna leave them as the finished product. I'm gonna put them in a project box, but I've just not been able to find a project box that is a good size or a perfect size for these. Herb, who I mentioned before, is really helping me throughout this whole project, actually 3D printed some for his relays. And he's been kind enough to offer to make me some and send them to me. So it's still going to be a few days at least before I get those. So today I'm going to leave them under the seats like this. But again, that is not going to be the final result. I will have another video when those boxes get here to show you how to tidy it up. Oh, and I wanted to give another shout out to this tool of the week right here that I have on one of my previous tool of the week episodes. It is not just an under the hood light, but it is an all around. Anytime you're doing work, I can just clip it right here on the interior of a car and get lots of light to work with. So here's the back of our switches. This one is the driver's side. It is closest to this one. And I just went back and looked at the picture that I took before taking these things off so I can remember. And I'm gonna make sure that I grab the one that is coming from the driver's side and reconnect them. Now I'm gonna grab the other bunch from the passenger side and connect them to the passenger switch. They should look identical for both switches, and I didn't press the connections all the way on because I'm gonna have to take them off again when I put this back in, but they are connected enough to test it. You can see our little illumination plug there I plugged in as well, and went ahead and plugged in the window switches too. Under each seat, there should be 3 grounding connections. This was my scrap of wire that is gonna go to the ground on the seat connector itself. So this will connect to the seat, and I will combine this end along with our white wire that's coming out of the relays, our green wire that is going up to the ground of the switch. Put all of these 3 together with one ring terminal and ground it right here. So I just got this box of connectors from Amazon, and it has our little ring terminals with heat shrink. So this is actually heat shrink on here. 3 wires right here are all crimped and ground. So I just took a red paint marker and I put a black heat shrink on our positive lead and marked it in red so that I would remember. And I just left our ground like this. So that way when I take them off and remove the seat at any time later, I will have an easy time remembering which is which. I dropped the seat back in here. It's still not attached. We can lift it up and see all of our connectors down here still. Bottom of the car, I rewired the electric seat connectors. This purple wire is going to the top one of here, which is the brown ground. So that goes to the pin number 1 over here. Pin number 2 is the power. Now we're gonna wire the heated seats. So the next pin over is the ground, and the pin number 4 is the power. There are the 2 heated seat connectors all plugged in. Okay, same connections on the other side, and of course make sure you have that green thing plugged in for your airbag. Don't forget your airbag connections. And on this connector we have our ground on the top, and you can just barely see our power down there. Seats are in, things are reconnected. The center console is still not connected because I want to fire this up and test it before putting all of this back together. So time for a big old drum roll as I reattach the negative terminal to our battery. All right, I reattached it, nothing blew up. Key in the ignition, fingers crossed. Okay, no smoke out of the fuse panel, nothing blew up. Everything looks normal over here. So over here, I'm gonna turn the headlights on and let's see if anything happens over here. Oh, I see illumination. And I see illumination over here. That's a good sign. All right, turn the headlights off. And let me push a button. Oh, look at that. Yes. And I'm gonna give it a minute here. Guys, I feel heat, glorious heat. Oh man, it works. And our other side, oh gosh, this is the side that I have never tested. I didn't hook up these relays to our tester, so I heard them click. Yes, success. Guys, I am stoked. This is so awesome. I have heated seats in my Boxster now, just in time for winter, so I can drive around, feel confident that I will have a nice warm glow. Another shout out to Herb. I cannot express enough how much this project would have never gotten done if it was not for him and his explaining the relays, how to wire everything up. So much gratitude to Herb. And as I mentioned before, he is currently 3D printing me a box to put the relays in. So I'm gonna have one more follow-up video to this on how to tidy up all of those relays and make sure you're not driving around with that bouncing around. So come back for that and I will post a link as soon as that video is out. So as always, thanks so much for watching, guys. You've been so supportive of the channel. If you're not subscribed yet, I invite you to please subscribe and go ahead and like this video. And there's gonna be a lot more content coming.